of Aaron Rodgers now. And with Aaron Rodgers and all that he's gone through as of late, that guy, Aaron Rodgers, he's coming out this year, and I would not be surprised one bit if he's on a tear. He's out there to kick the world in the ass. You know what I mean? He's ready to just run ruckshot over everybody. You know, he's going to do his damnedest, I'm sure, just to prove everybody wrong, just to prove that Green Bay brass wrong. Aaron Rodgers is going to go wild. So that means Devontae Adams is up, and that also means that Aaron Jones is up. Now, behind the pair of Packers I mentioned there, I'd have to go maybe Ezekiel Elliott. Now, Dallas, I do not have a lot of faith in that team, but here's one thing I do have faith in, is that their offense is going to score some points, and most of them are going to be in garbage time. So I don't know about Ezekiel Elliott. And plus, he's actually gone down each year he's been in the league. His rushing yards have decreased. So, but when he's healthy, and Dak Prescott's healthy, you know, those guys, yeah, they'll be able to put up some yards. They'll be able to put up some points. I just think they're all going to be in losses, and they're going to be well out of hand when those points go up. So, you know, we call that garbage time. But you know what garbage time is in fantasy football? Garbage time in fantasy football is gold time. That's right. Get that gold. Who cares that the score is out of hand? Who cares that they're way behind and they have no chance of actually catching up? Let's just watch them drop back in a shotgun position the whole time and launch the ball down the field and occasionally throw to those running backs, tight ends, and wide receivers. Get all those garbage yards, because garbage yards are just yards. Those are points, baby. And get those. You got to get those points. Once again, I am Prime. This is Prime's Fantasy Island. If you're just joining us, if you have any questions about any fantasy football drafts you have coming up, feel free to ask those questions in the comments. You know, and I will do everything, of course, I can to answer. And oh wow, so yeah, and I did pick the Raiders to go 9-8 this year. But anyway, so yeah, get at me. Going down. After Ezekiel, I would probably go with Tyreek Hill, the number one wide receiver in Kansas City. Of course, they got the best quarterback in the league, and yeah, he's going to throw the ball and he's going to spread it around, but Tyreek Hill is a burner. Dude's got wheels for days, and indeed, he can take it the length of the field at any time. So, with that in mind, yeah, man, Tyreek Hill, if you can get him in the top 10, you certainly should. And then it gets a little choppy, if you will. I would have to say Derrick Henry, running back, Tennessee, would be my number 8. And so Derrick Henry, I mean, they just got the wide receiver out of Atlanta, Julio Jones, which is only going to open up that offense to greater success, I think. With that in mind, they're going to hand the ball off, and there's going to be, you know, not that many men in the box because they're going to be protecting. Do you think the Raiders make the playoffs? Ooh. At this time, I don't think the Raiders make the playoffs. I don't think any more than 2 teams will go out of the AFC West. And with that in mind, you know, that one team with no fan base might finish ahead of them, and that's the reason I can't pick the Raiders to make the playoffs. Now, Teddy Bridgewater was named the quarterback of the Broncos, so yeah, I mean, what is this, like his 4th team or so? He broke his leg way back when with the Minnesota Vikings, spent time in New Orleans, as well as Carolina, and now he's a Denver Bronco. And yeah, and he beat out Drew Lock, which doesn't say much, but but yeah, that's right. Doesn't say much, but I feel that that league, that division is going to finish with the Chiefs on the top, followed by the Chargers, then the Raiders, and then the Broncos. And yeah, okay, all right. I got the bird from the commish, but that's cool. Do what you will. You know, I'm sorry, I don't drink Kool-Aid or anything like that. Just pure water and rum. Lots of rum. Need to get that purple back. Who remembers that purple? That purple. That purple. Purple. All right. Uh, now, uh, one thing going down, of course, in number 10, I guess I will say, is Austin Eckler. Speaking of the Chargers, Austin Eckler was a stud running back 2 years ago. Spent a lot of time injured last year. Hopefully, he used that time to rehabilitate and get back to his fantasy scoring self, because that guy catches the ball out of the backfield better than most. And in fact, yeah, he can run the ball a little bit too. And boy, boy, boy. Do the Raiders make the playoffs? All right, I guess I'll get roasted over that one. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. But before I go any further, I do want to say an honorable mention that Travis Kelce is the only tight end you should actually draft in the first round. All right. So anyway, because he is such heads and tails above every other tight end, man. Tight end is thin, but. Yeah. Now, I do want to give you some sleepers as well. So, looking at sleepers, I would say I'll break them down by division. How's that sound? So, like, we'll start with the AFC East. In the AFC East. Now, of course, you might look at players such as Ty Johnson, but, you know, I don't trust the Jets at all. He's a running back. You know, or maybe a Salvin Ahmed. You know, he's a running back down there in Miami. Well, they got a couple of guys in that backfield. I'm not sure. But what about Jacoby Myers of the Patriots? I mean, this is actually his third year in the league, and he should be coming up. I'm going to say, he's going to be the number one wide receiver there in New England. Now, the question is it going to be Mac Jones or Cam Newton? With that in mind, I'm going to actually bust him down a notch or two. I'm not going to say Jacoby Myers, and I will go with that wide receiver. He's a rookie, Gabriel Davis, for the Buffalo Bills. Now, the Buffalo Bills have a vaunted passing attack, one of the best passing attacks in the league, you know, with Josh Allen at the helm. So, yeah, I do. Oh, what about Waller? Oh, what about Waller? Waller, I'd pick Waller up in the second round. That'd be the earliest I picked up Waller. You know, now he's probably the second or third best tight end. You know, if I were to go through tight ends, it's like Kelce, Waller, Kittle. Yeah, I mean, it's thin at tight end anymore. You know, there's a couple of guys. Is Gronkowski still a buck? Who knows? Anyway, but Waller, I would pick Waller up in the second round. I think he would be there in most PPR leagues. Wow. So, in terms of, the AFC sleeper, I would say, is Gabriel Davis, wide receiver. He's going into a great passing attack, and he's going to reap the benefits. I would say he's probably going to get something around the tune of, I don't know, maybe 800-900 yards, you know, 9 touchdowns, something like that, making him a pretty good flex player. Now, in terms of the AFC West, as I was talking about, you know what? One thing that would actually help the Raiders have a better record than I am projecting. Las Vegas Raiders, they should make sure that Bryan Edwards stays healthy and gets the ball. The guy has been injured, so I'm picking him as a sleeper as of right now. I mean, last year he had like 1 touchdown, 193 yards on 11 catches, you know? That's like a game's worth, if you will, for someone who's really good, 193 yards. But anyway, but I'm picking Bryan Edwards. If that guy can be the player that they drafted, you know, that the Raiders thought they were getting, then yeah, he's going to have a pretty good year, and I think the Raiders are going to be more successful than I originally gave him credit for. But it's really going to take some good play at the wide receiver spot, which has been a little bit lacking as of late. I think Bryan Edwards healthy will help that unit out a lot. So, moving on, of course, let's go to the NFC North. And now I have to admit, looking over the NFC North, looking for an actual sleeper. I mean, I looked at maybe Marquez Valdez-Scantling, wide receiver for the Packers, but I don't think he's the one. I'm going to go actually St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's a wide receiver for the Detroit Lions. You know what happened to the Detroit Lions in the offseason? They lost both their number 1 and number 2 wide receiver, Jones and Galladay. Galladay and Jones are both gone. So there is just a massive hole in the wide receiver unit. Now they've got Jared Goff. And Jared Goff, you know, he's hit and miss, honestly. I was never truly impressed or really thought Jared Goff was going to be a quality quarterback. I mean, he did make it to a Super Bowl, but I think it was just it was a fluke, you know, an anomaly. But anyway. But St. John is actually going to go to the Lions, and he's a wide receiver, and he's a rookie, so he's got wheels. But I mean, the guy he's gonna scoot, and I guess Jared Goff is trying to teach him how to run routes like Cooper Kupp, so they could have some chemistry there. I think he's gonna be the sleeper in the NFC North. Now, going down to the NFC South, if you will. You know, who's my sleeper? No lie. Famous Jameis. Famous Jameis Winston. That's right. Famous Jameis, man. People say, yeah, he threw for, 30 interceptions or whatever. Well, I don't think he's going to throw for 30 interceptions with Sean Payton as his coach. And I think he can still throw for 5,000 yards because the guy has an arm like you wouldn't believe. He's not a bright dude. But, you know what? He's going to have a hell of a year down in New Orleans there, at least fantasy-wise. Those might be some garbage points too, but that Saints defense, they do all right. So, famous Jameis is my sleeper for the NFC South. Now, going to the NFC least, they're all garbage. But I gotta go with another guy. I gotta go with another quarterback, a sleeper quarterback. You ready for this one? Fitzmagic, son. That's right, Ryan Fitzpatrick, man, the Harvard grad. Yeah, he is my sleeper for the NFC East. In fact, yeah, he should put up decent yards. He's got a gunslinger mentality, and he's not afraid to throw it or use it. So he'll be all over there for the Washington football team. Yeah. Oh, 9-8. Yes. Anyway. Oh, boy. Oh. Starting to think there's only 2 people watching, and it's us. All right. But anyway. Going down to the NFC West. That's right. I'm going to go with Wayne Gallman. He's a running back. He had a pretty good year last year. I think he's going to get more time this year. Mostert, whatever, that guy. He's always hurt. So, Gallman, he's going to have a pretty good year. In fact, Wayne Gallman, man, I think he was a New York Giant last year. But anyway. And did you know Deshaun Jackson is a Ram? Yeah, I think he's lost a step, but still, Deshaun Jackson, who lost half a step, is still faster than half the damn league. That guy is going to run deep and get open for Matthew Stafford there and the LA Rams. So, always keep an eye out for that guy, because who knows where he's going to play. And let's go to the AFC South for just a hair. And who is my sleeper? Well, it's the AFC South. I mean, I might have to go with the Steelers, Anthony McFarland, running back. You know why? Because the Steelers, they do have actually a really good offensive line. It's pretty good. I wouldn't say the best in the league, but they're up there. And they're going to open up lanes and for that running back. But anyway, so that's my sleeper there. And, last but not least, in the AFC South, man, could you go with Tyrod Taylor? No. Could you go with Carlos Hyde for the Jacksonville Jaguars? No. That offense is going to struggle. I mean, It's a rookie quarterback. They always struggle. I don't care what people say or think, man. Like, it's a rookie quarterback. So maybe it's Bo Alley Cox, tight end for the Colts. Yeah, that's pretty much. I think, yeah, that's pretty much it. He's the best sleeper, I think, in that division, man. I mean, he's a tight end. He's there with the Colts. You know, they got Carson Wentz now. I think he's going to be back to play. Who knows? His foot is all jacked up. But I tell you what, I'm going to take one last peek to see if there's any questions. And no, there are not any questions. So I do want to thank everybody who tuned in to Prime's Fantasy Island. You can catch me every Thursday, all season long. That's right. I'll be here with my winning fantasy football picks. Thank you. 2 Finger Sideways. What up, y'all? I'm out.